Alright, Perfect Death here, bringing another game. This is a Legend of... oh wait, this is Genshin Impact. But it's pretty much Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, just slightly different. And a lot more farming stuff. But this is a pretty interesting game, fairly casual, so... I've been having some fun playing it. Now in this game you can see there's some fairly interesting combat mechanics here, and one of them that they've added is these elemental counters to different things. So this guy's on fire, I got lightning, does an overload. So there's different effects like this that you can get when you are combining different elemental attacks and traits. So this main character here is a wind element right now. I have Geode, Electric, well, it's called Electro, and I have a Pyro character. So, yeah, there's some little things like this that'll actually break stuff, but where should I start with this, actually? Let's start with what I was doing with this wind element character, actually, because there's quite a bit to it. Usually when wind interacts with an element, it'll spread the effect of it, and it'll add extra damage to it, so it'll do a mix of wind plus, in this case, this will be fire. So I can actually suck in the fire from the torch, and then it'll spread the fire around, and it'll add it to this character's damage output there. So that's just the E ability down here on the bottom right. You then have a Q ability, which is charged up, so as you use your E ability, it'll cause enemies to drop orbs. That'll charge up your abilities. Depending on the element, it'll charge that person's ability faster. So if I use the fire element skills, then it'll increase the fire element stuff there. So right now I've logged in to go and head up to one of these daily grind things upstairs, or just up this cliff. So up this cliff there is... oh, I didn't talk to the NPC. I wasn't paying attention to that. Oh, hello. I'll just kill these guys before they do something. But I'm actually heading over to this thing to do a daily. Part of the daily routines is that you'll charge up this resource and then you use it for certain instances. Aside from that, there isn't really a daily cap on anything. So I was heading over on this direction. Go find this yellow orb. Let's see, there we go. So like, this character is actually pretty useful. She drops her little panda, and he'll spread element to people. Except, what are you doing? That's a golem. He's got a weak point in the front and the back there. Except that balloon is annoying. If I hit him in the eye hole for a while, oh, he just died. But usually that'll disable him for a bit if you hit him in the eye a couple of times. So when you do this event, you can spend your resin doing that, and it'll give you some stuff. So, from what I've heard, people generally recommend that you try to burn off some of your resin before it caps out. So I got back on, burned some of that off. There's another type over here, because there's the yellow one. That'll give you current gold coins, basically currency. And then this one will give you EXP tokens over here. Right, so this one is money, adventure EXP, and companionship thing, while this one's EXP. These items here will just, you can distribute that to your characters to level them up. So let's actually just talk about the characters, because people have been going gacha crazy. So you can actually roll for characters and gear, and a lot of people have been trying to like go crazy rolling for this character, Venti, because he's a wind element crowd control specialist. With this character, for example, if you use your abilities, right, that one will actually suck things up. If I go into the talents, Palm Vortex, it's a small AoE, does a bit of a vacuum where it'll suck people in at a close, sort of close range. And then this one here will knock people back. It's a knockback tornado. And people aren't too fond of that, because they like to lump everybody together so that you can then stack AoEs and do a lot of DPS in that small area. But I've also found out that this character, who's a much lower rarity character, she actually can also do, like this here, this one is a pull, right? It's a large AoE pull. And she also has another one that is a pull as well. So she's got two pulls, a small and a big pull. And as you do this small one, it'll charge up your big one. So you can keep enemies in a pretty close area as well. She's way cheaper. And when you're building her, I've seen someone where you assign different artifacts. You can look for the different stats on them. And she has, like, some of these will have energy recharge. So if you wanted to build her to just spam her abilities, you'd rummage through your gears and see like which ones have the energy recharge. Because in this case, this is an enchant that has been added onto it randomly. So a lot of these will have, you know, a base one that as you level it up, this will go up. And then as you level it up, they'll sometimes gain these little extra ones. So then you would, depending on what role you want to build them for, that's what you would probably aim for there. This character, for example, I rolled for elemental bonuses because I just drop her down, have her do lots of fire, and then switch her up to another one. And after she uses an elemental skill, everybody in the team get a big boost to their elemental abilities. This character, I've got her focused on, you know, attack and charged attacks, because I'm usually shooting electrical arrows with her, which you have to charge up to do. This character, she's kind of a healer and a tank at the same time. She's a bit spread out because of that. Not really the best at both of them. But she heals based on her defense. The other healer that you tend to, if you play and get to adventure level 20, you unlock her for free. I haven't gotten that, I just got her in a roll for one of my free rolls. But she heals based off of her max HP, and she's a water element healer. And then, like, main character here, I just went all in on crit rates. So if she takes enough damage, it'll boost her crit rate a bunch, because I'm usually auto-attacking and trying to keep enemies close and attacking them with this character. And you do get quite a few free ones as well, like these characters here are all free. You're pretty much guaranteed to roll this one with the beginner rolls at the start. And, you know, they all have their own little niches that they can do, which are pretty neat to look into. Amber, for example, I've seen her solo bosses just because she's a fire element archer, and that has pretty good reaction effects with some of the bosses. But people tend to not like her because her abilities aren't too amazing, right? So she has like a bunny plushie that she throws out, and it's actually a taunt, right? It will cause enemies to attack it instead, and when it's destroyed or when it runs out of time, it'll explode into a little pyro AoE, kind of similar to the fire element AoE that she has here, but instead of, she drops hers and then it will act like a turret and attack. Amber, hers will only do that fire AoE when it explodes. So people don't really like that because they want that damage going out right away, right quickly. And her fire AoE from this one, you have to charge up, and so you have to do fire element damage, so this is a bit tricky to get charged up if you're not doing lots of fire element damage. But if you're using her charged attack, then you're getting quite a bit of fire element from doing that. So again, it depends how you build her. If you build her towards a charged attack sort of thing, that can be useful, but again, you gotta figure out based on what artifacts you get. So a lot of it is actually your luck, because as you pick up loot, it'll give you random stats on those loots, and then from that you kind of decide where you go from there. So I haven't really gotten anything good for like my weapon lists for archers. My best bows are 3 stars. Same with spears. I got 3-star spears. Books. I think I managed to get one. Yeah, I got one 4-star book, and so I just recently got that one. But aside from that, I've got a really good sword. It's not a 5-star. I haven't gotten 5 stars yet, but I think I have to rank up my world more to do that, to get more chances for those. So then I have a 5-star greatsword. So I've been, dealing with these 2 characters mostly, and trying to build around that. So I've seen a lot of people trying to get min-max and aim for that, but if you're going to do that, then you need to wail. You need to go to your wish, and you need to just mash the wish buttons, right? Go and find out your characters. You can actually see what these do by going to that details, and it'll tell you down here what's in the pool. So in this first one, it's a character draw, right? So you're very likely to get a Venti, a Facial, a Barbara, and a Zhangling, and it'll even explain the drop rates for them. And you do have some chances to get weapons, but for the most part, this is a raid up event. This first one here that uses these pink-blue ones, Intertwined Fates. Those ones will cost, I think it's like 160 of these gems, and you get a lot of these for just playing the game. With this one, there's no real rate up on it, but it gives you the... Let's go down, zoom, zoom, zoom. Gives you the, full pool of different things that you can get. Doesn't have the special character for the current Intertwined Fates or whatever it is. But, again, you can try to aim for a character, but you'd have to be really lucky or spend a lot of money. And some people have spent a lot of money. So I'd say with this one, build based on what your luck is. And then, honestly, just play fairly casually. Go in and do some of the stuff. There's a lot of different little things to explore, daily quests to do. So you don't have to, rush through to get to late game in this. So enjoy that. I am okay with that. So I've been starting to play this game on the side as well now on my days off. It's also very easy to run beside Ragnarok Mobile. It actually runs pretty well. Doesn't lag my computer out, which is nice. That's always a good thing. My phone can't run either games. It's an old piece of crap, so that's why I've been playing this one on PC instead of on mobile. So I think I'll just keep it to that. That'll be it for this video. Take care.